Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Camille Prosperity, normally out of Cooler, Georgia, right now out of beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. I love where I'm staying. Hey, Instagram, welcome to the party. So guys, listen, if you are watching live or even on the replay, please do me a huge favor and tell me where you are watching from. I just love technology, and I'm so honored when I see new places, new cities I've never heard of. So I would love to know more about you while you learn a little bit more about me, because in this video I'm going to be vulnerable. I don't really want to do this video, but it's definitely necessary, and hopefully it can help one of you. So for those of you who don't know, because sometimes I have people and you don't follow my whole entire journey, I encourage you to, but you don't. Yeah, this may be the very first video. So I just came off of this trip, and I am still traveling en route back home, right? And on this trip, it was for me and some people that I work with. I help people achieve their goals, long story short. Now, on this trip, I had planned for my son to have arrangements for childcare, but life be lifing, right? Life be lifing, and those plans fell through. So I had to bring my son with me to this conference. Now, the conference started on Friday, ended on Sunday. We got there to Houston on Thursday, and we just left Houston yesterday, which was Monday. So today we'll be headed back to Savannah. A lot of travel, right? So there was a lot of organization with this trip. I had to contact his teachers and say, hey, I have to bring him with me. This is the situation. Can you help a sister out? And so luckily the school accommodated. And so I'm like, yes. Now in my mind, okay, I am like, oh my gosh, my son is going to hear from all these multimillionaires. He's going to see all these 20-year-olds who are making tons of money in trading and doing all these big things. People who are really just like 8 years older than them, and they're already like in exotic sports cars. Like, this is going to be awesome, right? That's my mind, right? But my son just turned 12. He's into anime. He's artsy fartsy. He likes Legos, and he can say things that like pronounce these Japanese and type names that I don't even know about. I learned on this trip, I'm just going to get to the point. I learned on this trip that I am that parent that I hate. What do you mean, Kim? I mean, down here in the South, we have a lot of parents that are into sports for their boys and pageants or cheerleading for their girls. So they'll be like, yeah, that's right, Tanisha, girl, you jump high. That's right, girl, you show them what is up. You show them what you're working with, right? And for their boys, every Friday night, they're in the football stands or the basketball stands, and they're rooting their sons on. Okay, how is Instagram frozen with me looking crazy? Ooh, they wrong for that. All right, I'm gonna have to completely delete this from Instagram. But anyway, going forward. So there are a lot of parents who cheer their kids on with sports and dance team and things of that like that in the South, and I feel like a lot of them live vicariously through their children. So I can't stand those parents. You know, like they'll be like, so-and-so, he's scared, he's scored this many touchdowns, and yeah, she's this. And I understand being proud of your child. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going overboard and, like I said, living vicariously through your children and almost like superimposing your own goals on them. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I found out that I'm that type of parent this trip. And the person who helped me realize that is my good friend, Candy B. Y'all know I talk about Candy B a lot. And so, and I encourage you to get a good friend like Candy B. A good friend who really has your back to the point that they will tell you something even if you don't want to hear it. And they have enough love for you to know how to deliver the message. See, because there's the key also, right? That they're working on their communication skills so that you can receive what they are trying to give you. So here's what happened in the event. David Imonitie is somebody I've been following since 2013. He has made such a huge impact in my life. Had he not been the leader that he is, I for sure would have quit this industry. And that would have been so detrimental to my future as I, divorced and became a single parent. If I were not doing what I'm doing now, I would be working a job, which means basically my mom and my grandmother would be raising my son. Our lives would be completely different. So I'm forever grateful to David Immunity for showing me what a true leader is and making me persist in this profession that you're ridiculed for, that is so tiring, that is so hard. I don't care what nobody say. They be like, we used to have a slogan, it's easy as simple as coffee. Man, bull crap. That crap was hard. It was coffee, but everything else, it wasn't that easy, okay? But anyway, it's worth it though. It's worth it. And so get you a good friend like Candy B. What happened was, I have such love and admiration and respect for David Immunity. My son knows his name. My son has been hearing his voice since he was 5. He's now 12, right? So in my mind, my son was going to be sitting right next to me and all my other team members, all astute, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, taking notes, you know, and like, yeah, this is good, Mom. And we were going to be comparing notes and all that good stuff. Man, the first day, we were literally like 5 rows back from the main stage. David Immunity is right there. He's elevated above us. We can see him. I know he can see at least the first 10 rows. So I'm like, yeah, he sees me here with my son. My son fell asleep. He was stumped out, tired, and not like a discreet sleep. Like, he's my son. So if any of y'all know me in real life, y'all know how I sleep. Okay, he sleeps like that. Okay, mouth open, eyes rolled to the back of his head. Like, I don't care what none of y'all think about me. I'm getting it in. Y'all laughing? So he's knocked out, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want this Immunity to look down and see my son and sleep on him. And da-da-da-da. But on the dancing parts, he was dancing, and he saw some things that he liked, and he was tuned into certain parts. But if you've ever been to these conferences and seminars, they are very, very long, even for adults. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was like, come on, son, come on. And then my friend Candy just had to say, Kim, stop. He's doing good. Like, you don't have to be on him like that. And I'm not gonna lie, if my mom is watching this, watching the replay, my mom tells me that a lot too. But you know, you don't listen to your mom. Sorry, Mom. But you don't listen, sometimes you don't listen to certain people, even though you should. And so hearing it from Candy, she was like, man, do you know if my kids were here, what would be happening? Like, for Kasan to be sitting for so long and have traveled, like, take into account all that he's done, Kim. Like, let the boy sleep. Nobody's going to be thinking anything. They know he's a kid. And so I was like, I had to check myself, because I realized that even though I look at those other parents and I see how they're living vicariously through their kids with sports, dance team stuff, I realized I'm kind of living vicariously through my son with entrepreneurship. It's just, the thing is different, but the principle is still the same. I'm doing that same thing that I look at other parents and be like, oh God, let the child live. I'm doing the same thing. I want my son to take everything that I'm learning and just eat it up, just right? I want him to know about consumer protection laws. Like, I said something to him today, and no, not today, the other day. I said something to him the other day, and I was like, who are you? And he was like, Kasan? And I was like, no, who are you? And he was like, your son? I was like, no, you're a consumer. You're a consumer of the United States of America, and that's actually a corporation according to 15 USC. And he was like, what? Because I was going off. I had just gotten off the webinar, man. I was in the zone, right? I was in the consumer protection zone. And I was like, you need to learn these laws, because these laws set you free. Back in 1933, the U.S. declared bankruptcy, so really you don't have to. And he was like, what? I just want to draw my spirograph, Mom. But I was in the zone, and I want him to get in the zone with me. And he was like, you're crazy. And I am. But I want so much for him that I do tend to go overboard. I do. And I hate that. Because I don't want him to grow up too fast. I love my son the way he is. He's a 12-year-old who's not out here too big for his britches, chasing girls, cursing or doing any of that stuff. He still kisses me when I pull up in front of the school in the mornings and when I pick him up in the afternoon, and he doesn't care who's looking. So while I do want him to, while I am aware that I'm raising a young man and I want him to work on his communication skills, I realize this trip I do need to back off. For sure. I do need to back off. He doesn't have to be a child prodigy, and just because other kids are running companies at age 13, that doesn't mean he has to do that. He's done enough. Just the fact that he has his sanity with some of the stuff that he's experienced and seen throughout the last few years, that's good enough. More than good enough. So I advise all of my entrepreneurship friends, right? Because like attracts like, assimilation brings about association. So I have a lot of entrepreneur friends, and I advise all of you, don't make the mistake that I made. While we should expose our kids to things, we should still let them keep that youthful innocence. And I'm going to find out, like he was telling me something about some kind of anime character. I want to take more of an interest in his things to where I can pronounce the names just like he can, or do the spirograph on his computer. I don't even know what that is, but do those things like him. As much as I want him to be a part of my world, I've got to be more a part of his world. And no longer can it be an excuse that, well, I'm a single parent, I'm doing the best I can, I don't have time for that fun stuff because we got to work, we got to pay the bills. I can't do that. There was a talk later on when my son was asleep where Candy and I talked more about this, and she went more in depth with me. And so, I'm not going to share that. Some of that was confidential, but I think you get the gist of it. I can't believe that I am that parent, that I'm not that person, but I can't believe that I'm displaying characteristics of parents that I ridicule. But I'm happy that I have a friend who loves me enough to put me in check and has worked on herself enough to be able to deliver that message to me in a way that I won't find offensive, and I'm able to receive it. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope that helps someone. I really, really do. And leave your comments down below about anything you would like to share about me, regardless of whether you're a single parent or not. As long as you got kids, this parenting thing is not easy, and I totally empathize with everybody in their situation. So yeah, share your thoughts with me about this video, how you feel. I'm gonna do better, and who knows, on the next one I'll probably have my son along to share his drawings and invite you all into more of his world, because that's where I'm gonna go. All right, like, subscribe, share this video with someone if you think it can help them, and I'll see y'all in the next one.